I'm going to bring in our screen here. So just bear with me here. All right. Well, welcome to the visual cast. I'm your host. I'm gonna just make sure I'm in focus here. I'm your host, Alon Hammer, aka Ram. We have a very special guest today, a good friend, one of these crazy genius type of people. He has spent the last, I don't know, probably a year, maybe more, maybe less, working on an amazing touch designer patch for the new Pop family called POPX. It's sick, it's awesome, and he's here to tell us all about it. Welcome to the podcast, Miniuv, Yuval. How's it going?
Hello.
Yuval Cohen. Sorry, forgot your last name there for a second.
Thank you so much for the nice words.
Of course, bro. You really are one of my favorite people to have on the podcast for so many reasons, but mostly just because you're just a fucking cool and smart dude who loves touch designer and knows all about touch designer. So it's a really fun to have you on. So today on the chat, we have a little bit of a special, very untested workflow, but we definitely want you to play around with it. So you can type POPX in the chat, and it will maybe load a cool scene that Yuval has worked on. I see it's a little bit short now. Bear with us while we tend the issues with it, but there is some cool stuff with it, and we can kind of interact with it, and all of it is built in POPXs. Sorry. The other one, which is basically Pops. The other one is not this one. It's a cool little pressure-sensitive soft body dynamics. And the way that you trigger it is by saying pressure, spelt right, and then giving a number value between 0 and 1. So if I do 0.1, pressure 0.1, we should see the little guy go all 0.1 level on his pressure. So just some fun stuff. It is supposed to disappear, which it's not. So if it gets all crazy, I'm just gonna do it by hand. But yeah, so we have some cool stuff for you guys. Besides that, in addition to that, Yuval Miniuv is graciously going to give a discount code for his Patreon to be able to download and use POPX, and he will put that in send it to me and put it in the chat very soon, so anybody in the chat today can get access to that discount. So yeah, thank you so much, Miniuv, for that awesome discount. Okay, so we're gonna jump right into it. Definitely feel free to ask questions. I'm monitoring the chat. There is like this Q&A feature in YouTube, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, but try and use it if possible, because it helps me cue things. But if not, just feel free to ask in the chat as well. And also, lastly, how does my sound? And Yuval, also, can you say something to make sure that our sound is okay?
Hey. Do you hear me?
Definitely can hear you. I'm just wondering if it's loud enough or not. Okay.
Talking and speaking. 1, 2, 3.
I think we sound good. Nobody. Alon, you've been muted. Thank you, Stephen. I've been muted the whole time, like blah 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 blah. I feel like that's just the story of my life. I talk and nobody hears me, but whatever. That's my own personal stuff. Kind of clipping a bit harsh at higher volumes. Okay, let me lower my mic. Okay. Is that a little bit better? I can also maybe lower. Oh, I think I'm just too high. Is that better? I'm a little bit lower now. Should be better. I definitely hear like a very, very loud sound. Maybe. Oh, I see why. I see why. Okay. Is that a bit better, chat? Better. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I'm gonna let Yuval kind of, you know, I want to kind of just like talk about, you know, different things here in terms of the POPX. Definitely, you know, if you want to kind of like just give us, you know, what you've been working on, how long you've been working on it, what's kind of the whole, you know, gist of it. If you want to share your screen, feel free. I can also share my screen with the with our you know intricate stuff here. But yeah, I mean, you know, what is wrong with you, UV? What is wrong with you? Why did we have POPX? What is the meaning of
Um,
POPX?
I mean, well, where to start? I'm not sure. Well, you know, for the past 1 year, since Touch Designer released the pops, I think like the day they released it, I was like, all right, like this is a game. Everyone says it's a game changer, but like my head immediately start like, okay, it's a game changer, but what the fuck do we do with this? You know what I mean? And you know, I started like thinking about ideas to bring it, and like the more they released more of their pops tools, I was like, okay, we can do this, we can do this. Um, and yeah, and then I decided, okay, let's build something like more like kind of like an ecosystem, like a new family operators that basically integrates into Touch Designer and Pops and basically makes things work much more fast and dynamic. And it's all about making things faster, more efficient, and cool stuff, you know. So this is the idea.
I mean, cool stuff.
Yeah.
It is without a doubt. Um, and yeah, I mean, like, how did you think of what was needed? You know, like, how did you really?
Yeah.
Because with Touch Designer, it's one of those things. I mean, Steven just made the joke, right? Of like that it's like, oh, why do we have PopX? Because Touch Designer is really hard to use, and here you're a savior, which is true. But it's hard to save everybody if you don't know what to save everybody with. You know, how did you
Yeah.
kind of like understand what to use and what to do?
Well, first of all, like I, I'm very inspired with if someone familiar with the MOPS, which is the Houdini version of POPX, or POPX is basically kind of like the Houdini version of MOPS. Um, so you know, I've spent hours on Touch Designer for like maybe 4 or 5 years already. And after you do stuff so many times, you start thinking, okay, like, okay, I'm doing this operation repeatedly every time I'm on this software, but like, why do I need like 20 nodes for this, which I can build like a system, a small component that does this operation of those 20 nodes, you know, in one node. And I think this is the beauty of touch designer developers basically, and derivative that they basically they build those kind of like building blocks that we can take and kind of like build upon them, which is sometimes cool. Sometimes it's very frustrating because like you're saying to yourself, okay, why don't you do it yourself? You know,
You're right.
like derivative. But I think this is where the community comes in, and that's the beauty of it. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's not just the community; it's also people like yourself that are just, you know, at a very, very high level of understanding and you know, almost like
yeah,
you're almost like a researcher in that sense of just like, you know, you're not just a developer; you're also a researcher of like, you know, uh, natural understanding of what people are looking for and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I mean, it's quite insane. We're definitely gonna like jump fully into it and understand it. What was some, you know, just to kind of get us a little bit on your page of your journey, what was like some big pitfalls that you had to deal with? I'm sure like going from all the experimental versions, there must have been like every time an update came out, things would break and things like that. But
Yeah.
was there some stories you could tell us, or just like some, you know, triumph moments
Yeah.
that you went through?
Crazy moments, lots of them.
I can imagine.
Sitting hours, like, you know, in the night, and my girlfriend is like,
What's
you
wrong
know,
with you?
but and but yeah, there was like basically I built some, like, all the POPX, most of them, of the POPX operators, basically they talk to each other and they transfer um, data to on each other basically.
Mm,
Um, and this is like kind of like something that I was struggling. What's the right and what's the efficient way to kind of like transfer data? But what I mean by transferring data is not like transferring data through the node nodes themselves, like attributes or stuff like this, but like kind of like Python structures and stuff like this.
mm-hmm.
So it was a very much of a struggle, you know, to make it efficient.
Yeah,
Um,
can imagine.
Probably it will be much more efficient when I will, you know, kind of like improve it. Um, but yeah, and also, you know, touch designer sometimes during the, like, not the official release, they kind of like released new features and new stuff, and then you need to like, okay, you need to do it again. I need to use. You having fun over there,
I am
huh?
having fun. I always get so
uh,
so like, I mean, I don't know if impressed, but I just get so excited with this chat thing of just like, you know, being able to
yeah,
send a chat thing into Touch Designer. It's just so funny, you know. It's like such a weird, a weird, exciting thing to be able to do. Sorry.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, a lot of struggling, but yeah, I think I made it to the a point that okay, I'm going to release it,
Yeah.
and on the way, people will give me feedback, and I will fix whatever I need to fix.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, like we can go dive in and maybe try to explain kind of like
Definitely.
more what is it, because like people kind of like an important thing I need to tell is like I'm also now recording some tutorials, and
Mm.
you know, I have like kind of like an introduction tutorial, but like I want more in-depth tutorials to
Mhm.
actually people to get sense of like what is it.
Mhm.
um, so it's coming, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, your
there's
documentation is pretty robust, I would say. You know, it's like, it's not like
for sure,
proper, it's not like proper documentation, but it does give you like, here's what it is. You know, if you're getting
yeah,
lost.
yeah, but and also like the release comes from with like a lot of examples,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, still
Yeah.
like I think
The
people
examples
needs
are super
the
useful. The
guides.
examples are super useful.
Yeah, yeah, but there's a lot of tricks and a lot of like understanding what's behind what I did that will make you okay think, ah, I want to use it because like it's much more easier to do it. This is crazy, man. So if you
I'm having
understand
a
more what is POPX, you probably want to use it more. That's the
yeah.
point.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and it's the same thing with pops, by the way, which is why I feel like Touch Designer, you know, should embrace it as much as possible, is because it brings people back into using pops, right? I think huge. It was like like almost like you know, some sort of like hype train, you know, and I mean this in like the most respectful and nicest way possible to Touch Designer because I love them, but it was like pops. Everybody in the beta is so excited. Everybody's so excited. It comes out. We're all like, okay. Well, not all of us. I mean, obviously, the people like you and, you know, the masters are diving deep. But a lot of people are kind of like, okay, I kind of played around with it during the experimental, and I'm a little bit lost of like what I can actually do because I'm not a big brain. And then when it gets released to the public, it's the same thing. It's like, oh wow, all these tutorials, all these different things. But now it's like, okay, what do we do? And what you're bringing to the table is kind of a way to interface with Pops in a way that allows the users to kind of like play, experiment without having to like have fundamental understanding of
Yeah.
you know, attributes and all this shit that comes with
Yeah.
with Pops.
That's basically the point here, like to kind of like set everything for you to kind of like plug and play, but
Yeah.
also kind of like you can build upon it more complex stuff. You know, that's the point. Like you can
Yeah.
build with POPX more systems with actual POPX, but you can also use it like as a okay plug and play. Let's put this, let's put that, and like make a nice effect. You know,
Yeah. You know,
someone just exaggerated
that was me. That was me.
with the pressure.
That was me. I want to see what happened. I thought it would explode, but I guess it's contained.
No, that's the beauty. It's a very sophisticated solver.
Can I do like?
Like maybe it would explode.
Can I make
with,
it?
like,
Can I kill it? Let's see if I do like that.
maybe.
No, it still stays inside the box. It's pretty crazy. I love it. Okay, so I think before we kind of like dive deeper into the POPX, which we're definitely gonna do in a second, I would like to be able to just talk a little bit about you know, some of the interactive installations that you've been working on recently, and kind of how they're going to be updated, and also tell us a little bit about your Patreon, because really that's, you know, if anything comes out of this stream, we want to have people signing up to your Patreon. We want to give UV the space and ability financially to continue developing the POPX into something that's like even better than what it is now, which is pretty crazy to think about how much better it could get. Yeah, so please just give us a little bit of a touch on that. And Steven, excuse me, you're not allowed to talk about Notch in this stream, okay? This is a touch designer only stream, okay? Mr. Glass Crane now works for Notch, so you know, he's all notched up and everything. But this is a touch designer focused focused stream. Okay, no, I'm joking. We love Notch. We love Notch.
Yeah. So what was the question?
Yeah.
About like some projects that I have.
Some more recent projects that you've been working on, and a little bit about the Patreon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I've been working mostly on POPX, but I also did some like some exhibition here in some museums in Israel. Mostly it was like kind of like museums for like kids, you know, for children's. Uh, so it was like very simple stuff, kind of like interactive. One was like we the installation was like about yoga and animals. So each like yoga
That's
pose
cool.
has like an animal that is related to. For example, like a downwards dog or like a frog and stuff like that. So we
That's
used
cool.
like the media pipe to kind of like detect which pose the children is doing, and there was an animation of like you know, the animal. Um,
Wait,
so
Yuvi, did
stuff
you
like that.
use MediaPipe to, like, you trained it almost? Like you did like a training?
So no training. Actually,
Simpler?
it was like pure like logic between like angles and stuff like that.
Wow,
Because like
really?
yoga,
What, of the
yeah,
skeleton? Oh my
the
god.
skeleton, yeah. It was like
That's such an engineer's solution to a
yeah.
problem, like the angles. I love that.
We thought about like doing some training, or to find like a trained, you know,
Yeah,
um,
image based.
AI, but MediaPipe is really good, you know, detecting the poses.
Yeah, it's very good.
So yeah, it
That's so
worked. It
cool.
worked really well, actually. and it was nice. But it like it's it's stuff that I do not particularly love it. It's like more like okay, I need to get some
Work.
to work.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah, and it was nice. And there was another one actually, it's kind of like more the same, like children museum
Mm-hmm.
that I use it. Yeah, I think I used like it was like a sensor that you can blow, like
Mm-hmm.
and it detects like the wind. So then you had some particles that were flying away
Mm.
uh, with the sensor data. Um,
Nice.
yeah, and mostly working here at my studio home
We see you
developing.
have you're got some ladder in back of you. You're gonna
Oh
change a
yeah,
light
yeah. My
bulb or
like my place where my studio, you know, it's basically where we put all the stuff that we don't want the entire house to basically
it's your
have.
storage. Your studio is your
It's the
storage. That's
storage basically.
classic.
Yeah,
Classic.
that's it.
I love it. I love it. Um, awesome. Yeah, definitely. Let's hear a little bit about the Patreon. Also, maybe now's a good time to put in the discount link if people are inclined
Oh
to
yeah,
want to sign up with
yeah. Let's
us.
do it.
And Steven made a really good point about the Oak D, which is an amazing sensor camera.
Oh yeah, I've heard
Um,
about it.
because they have a it's all like libraries, so they have a starter library that
Yeah,
has
you can
a lot of
install
stuff
like kind of like
like media pipe basically built into the Oak D, which is very useful
yeah,
to not have to go
yeah,
through the I
yeah.
love media
These
pipe,
are
but
some
going have to
stuff
go through the WebSocket is so annoying.
for sure, for sure. Actually, like those kind of stuff, playing with sensors and stuff like outside of the box. This is something that I really want to do.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's unfortunately here in Israel, it's kind of like not really. There's not a lot of projects. It's still
Yeah.
not developed as like in Europe or States.
Mm.
So if I want to actually do something, it's like outside, and people actually propose me to kind of like do project outside, like in the States, and I
You
did
have
some
to.
actually.
You did
I did
in
some.
Basel, no, in Art Basel, right? Was it Art? Was
I
it
did in Miami. There's
in
like
Miami?
a new port that they built, and we did some amazing stuff. Actually, it was 2 years ago, but
Mm,
still, it was amazing. But it's hard to work like that because
of
you're
course.
in like time differences
Yeah.
and stuff. So it's like uh, yeah. So the Patreon, I'm uh, I've been I've been posting a lot last year. Lots of stuff with when Joseph developed the T3D. So I took a lot of his stuff and built some some components, and it was really nice to see how people actually using my stuff. Um, wait, I would send you the code here on
Yeah,
the
post
chat.
it right on the chat.
Or
Yeah. And I mean, needless to say, this is for people, that are here. So, we trust you that you won't share with anybody, um, or
yeah, it will
share
end
share it with
tomorrow.
one
So
friend. You
basically,
could share it with one friend.
yeah, for sure, and it's also gonna end tomorrow. So like you need to do it right now. Uh,
Right now,
yeah.
sign up. I get a 10%, so it's good for me too. No, I'm joking. I had such a funny joke before, but I really held myself from saying it because it was too political. But I really want to say it now.
I
But I
think
won't.
this example is actually not working. I'm not sure if it works, but
Well,
yeah,
we
it's
can
not.
totally dive into your computer now, and check out all these
Oh,
examples working properly. Do you want to do that?
yeah, for sure. Let's. Oh, you want those examples?
Or I
Yeah,
mean,
for sure.
anything you want,
Yeah,
really.
yeah, it's nice. It's
Anything you
nice.
want to
It's
show
nice
us.
to have those.
Um, and I will
Let me
also
just open
mention
this.
to the chat because it's a pretty nice sized chat room. Send us your questions. Get us, get us with the questions, because, I only have so many questions that I can ask. Actually, that's not true. I can ask questions forever. Okay, so let's check out your screen here. Oh, I don't have your... What happened to our... That's my screen. Where is your screen here? 1 second. Here. Sorry about that. Okay. Ooh, infinite tunnel. I love it. Yeah, I think what happened was with our sorry.
No, continue.
I was gonna say, with our examples that you made, I think what got messed up is really the our logic for switching
Media
between
pipe,
them. The media pipe, yeah, the media pipe.
And the media pipe, because it's like taking the camera feed. So yeah. But I can show, like, do you see my screen now? I can show
Yes. Yes, we do.
some examples, like from the release file, basically. So wait, I think it's loading the new one, so it takes a bit of time. So yeah, here, for example, if you download the release file, you will get kind of like a file over here, and you can scroll and choose, like, to see which example that you choose here. And you can also press the open network over here to actually go inside the example that you chose to see, basically. So
UV,
yeah, here
is the discount code for both tiers, or just for one tier? Is it just a global discount?
I think it's like for the learn and advanced. So it's like basically
so for both.
For
okay,
both.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, so here what we are seeing, basically, it's like I call it the POPX. It's like the move along curve. So basically, a bunch of spheres here are kind of like moving along this nice curve, and you can control um, kind of like the offset from the curve using a ramp. So, for example, if you can see it, they start like when they are far away from the curve, and then slowly they get squeezed inside. So, for example, I can kind of like invert it, maybe, uh, and
Oh, that's cool.
you see,
Just by using the ramp. I love that.
yeah, and yeah. So basically, the goal of this is, like, you can create any curve that you want, and basically take any points, and you can move them along those curves, or one curve, a single curve, or any curve, which is pretty nice, because, like, it's kind of like more of a procedural animation, so you know exactly where your points will be, and you can precisely control them. And if you can see also, they are kind of like um, twisting also, because I have like a twist here. So now they're not twisting, for example, or they're twisting to the other. Um, yeah, now they're not twisting, and I can control, like, how much they twist. Um, yeah. So another example. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's do a few more examples, maybe your favorite ones, and then let's see the examples that we made for the stream that we can't get to work nicely.
Yeah, for sure. Let's actually see the maybe mesh fill. Yeah, can be nice to see.
After this one, can we check out the infection fall off after this one that you're showing?
Yeah, for sure.
A request from the Mr. Glass.
Yeah.
Ooh, mesh. I like mesh fill too. That was like.
So mesh fill is something that I really like. It's like my most favorite I think solver. So basically, it's solver, so it's under the simulations, which is basically kind of like a standalone part of POPX. It's just like a few solvers that solves some kind of like algorithms, you know, like soft body, Fisarum, path tracer, and more stuff. So the mesh field basically uh, takes like an input of a mesh or basically a 3D texture, depends on what you choose, and it spawns like kind of like seed points, or you can have your own seed points with the input, and it starts kind of like filling the mesh and moving around it moves around the points until it's kind of like eating up all the inside of the mesh, and using the trail pop you can kind of like create those trails, which at the end it will fill the mesh. And yeah, I really like this. It's like something that I really like about this solver.
I remember
um,
when I saw the first pops examples. I forgot I think it's Y something, Y game, or I can't remember the guy's name, but
mm,
that was the coolest one, was the mesh filler. And it's like one of those, whenever you open up a procedural program like Notch or whatever, you're like, I want to do that, you know, just like fill a
yeah,
mesh with particles or whatever. Um,
yeah,
and the fact that you're making it so simple, and also I love that you give the ability to use a texture 3D as well as a mesh, of like whatever your workflow, like here is the option. It's
yeah,
like
for
such
sure.
that's such a
It's always like this. It's like all of the topics. I
mhm.
really think about, okay, whether you want to use a mesh or you want to use a volume, or you're doing this or you're doing that. Like that basically covers all the options. It's something that I really it's important to me as well. You know,
Yeah,
to have people like choose between the options.
yeah,
Um,
for sure.
so basically, here also a nice thing is like there's a lookup trail over here, the page over here, and it's
Hmm.
looking up the actual filling. So basically, if I um, visualize the mesh itself, what I'm doing, I'm deleting the points that are um, the field. You see the field volume attribute. If it's larger than 0, so I'm deleting those points, and this is how it looks like the
Interesting.
kind of like the trails are eating the mesh, you know.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So yeah, this is
Is
something
this
nice to
is
have,
that
you
like
know. This is like
is that in Sorry, I'm cutting you off, but is that an infection, or is it more just like
it's
wherever
kind of an
wherever
infection.
kind of
I mean, there
because you
is
have
the
a whole
infection
infection thing,
POPX,
right?
which yeah, the infection POPX. Actually,
Let's check it out.
let's look at the infection.
Is it using the same
Infection POP.
infection fall off, or is it using a different system?
No, no. It's using the infection POP is based on the neighbor POP, basically.
Okay, gotcha. It's more
So
optimized, I would imagine, right? Or just more like
yeah,
has more
basically yeah,
information, like more data about its
yeah,
neighbors.
yeah. And the other one, the mesh fill, actually works with 3D textures. So when you input a
Huh.
mesh, I'm actually converting it to a 3D texture.
Mhm.
Um, and it's working with a different kind of like algorithm, but
Mhm.
very similar.
Mhm.
But the infection actually works with the neighbor. So you have seed points. I think currently the seed points are like, you know, the edges of the this grid. So I can
Mhm.
also change it. Maybe I will disconnect it over here, and I can move the seed around.
Hmm.
You see the greens
So
are
cool.
where the seed starts. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And it's like kind of alive, huh? It's like really, it's not just like a fall off. It's like literally like I mean, I don't know if a simulation is
yeah,
the right word, but it's like there's something.
it is. It is. It's a
It is.
solver.
It is.
Basically,
It's a
it's a
solver.
small
Yeah.
solver. Um, but the nice thing is like it's basically also a fall off. You can,
Right.
you
You
know,
can
you
use it as
can
a follow.
scale.
Yeah.
Now here I'm scaling them based on
Yeah.
this infection.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Uh, so the example of what we wanted to show is using just that, the boxes.
Oh,
Maybe let's try to open this. But I think the problem here is
a camera.
the camera, which probably won't work. Yeah,
Maybe try
because I
just go to your you have spout cam though, right?
yeah actually I have spout,
You have to
but I to stop
but you
sharing
know
my
it's
camera maybe.
yeah, no, it's gonna be I mean you could do it if you want to try it. But you'll have
Let's
to
stop sharing here.
no, not stop sharing. You'll have to kill your camera output. Your
No.
kill your camera one. Bring your camera into here as like a video in. Go to spout, and then media pipe spout cam, and then also in Video Ninja do spout cam.
Oh,
We could do it. I don't mind.
so
It won't take too long.
how can you explain again? Like
Yeah. So kill your video stream.
from Ninja,
Yeah. We won't be able to hear you for a
like
second.
disable
like
camera.
yeah,
Basically?
just change the camera. Yeah, change the camera exactly. Change it to spout cam. Okay, and now in your oh sorry, let me make this a little bit easier. In your yeah, in your thing, drop a video.
Spout cam, yeah.
Yeah, in your network, drop a video
Yeah,
in.
yeah. Video in.
Bear with us, guys. We're almost there. It will be worth it, I promise.
Oh, okay, and then spout
Then spout,
cam, spout out.
spout out.
Okay,
Exactly.
works.
Great. And we have your camera
Works.
back. We have your
Uh,
camera. Yes. No, not yet. Oh, because your video's disabled.
Wait.
There we go.
Okay, we have
Perfect. Cool. We did it. Amazing.
it.
So let me switch back to your screen. There we go. That wasn't too bad.
Let's see the instruction over here.
Touch designer. Sorry.
Wait, let's stop for a second. Let's wait for it. See if it works. Yeah. So do you see it?
Yeah.
So here I'm like basically taking the media pipe and I'm moving my hand, and I think it's connected to my fingertip. So I'm moving the seed. So you see the green boxes are basically where the seed starts,
Mm.
and then I can basically kind of like play around with the boxes and paint them
Nice.
and transform them. Basically, I'm just scaling them and transform them based on the infection fall-off. So if you want to see the network, it's basically just an infection of those kind of like grids, but we need to render the primitive to see them, and maybe preview the fall-off over here.
Ah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you can see it over here also
Very cool.
in the geo
So
infection.
it's like, dude, it really is pretty insane, like how simple you made something that, and again, like the effect is simple, right? Like here's a point, follow my point, make a fall off. Obviously, you made infection with it, but it's like for me to do that in Pops, like just clean, is like so many nodes. And I get why it's built that way in Touch Designer, you know, because everything's procedural and everything's generative. But it's like, you know, it's just so nice to have that as a simple, like, you know, follow the point and do the thing.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
A little bit
I mean,
choppy. Oh,
you
there we go.
know,
That's better.
there is like there is people that like to do it that way. You know, they love
100%.
the way to build the system.
100%.
And maybe you know you can always go inside my components and see what's happening over here and take inspiration. you know. Uh, so yeah, so this is another example. Do you see it? I'm not sure if,
We do see it. We do see it.
yeah.
Yeah. By the way, UV, uh, Algi's a really awesome VJ from the American scene, just joined and downloaded POPX. He's very, very excited to use it.
Nice. So here I'm using, now it's stuck
Yeah,
for a
Frozen.
second. Frozen. So I'm gonna drink.
תגיד, אתה רוצה להביא את הדוגמאות האלה כאיזה מתנה או לא?
אפשר.
Okay. So we're gonna also offer these examples as a downloadable, and I'll add that into the chat as well, so you guys can play with these examples as well.
So here I'm like using the flow, which is a fluid solver. Basically, it's working in 3D space, but now I basically constrained it to work in 2D. So this is like a real, fluid math over here, and yeah, I'm affecting those kind of like points and using the trail pop to kind of like move them, and
It's a
it's
little bit
moving.
choppy. It's a little bit choppy. I'm wondering if it's from. Okay, now it's better. Now it's better. Don't do the full screen. That's better. Much better.
All right, no full screen. So a nice thing is that like I'm here, I'm using only my camera feed over here, and I'm kind of like removing my background with the NVIDIA background remover, and then I'm feeding it inside the. I'm doing a bunch of stuff over here basically, but it's fitting inside the flow, which is the fluid solver, and you can see it maybe better. You can see it over here, and yeah, I'm just moving those points. Maybe like this is better. I'm basically moving those points based on the texture. So it's just like a texture over here. I turned it into a 3D texture basically, which what the flow takes. But you don't need to kind of like compute velocities and stuff like this. You just plug in like a 3D texture, and it's already detecting the motion, and it's kind of like affecting the substance, which is particles or a 3D texture that you can render as a volume, so it works really nice with actually with T3D. If people use T3D also by Joseph Bells, you can render these as like kind of like a volumetric smoke or some stuff like that. Yeah.
Hell yeah! I added for anybody for the chat. I added a link for downloading this these projects. I'll be open for 24 hours as well, so download it now. Yeah, I mean, we're not getting enough questions, guys. We need more questions.
Yeah.
But let's continue. Let's continue with the. Let's continue with the examples. There was that really. There was the particle one that wasn't working at all for me. I really liked that one.
I think this is this one.
Oh, it is. Oh, but I thought it was like a because we were just seeing the what is it called? The green and red velocities. So I guess that's why it looked different.
Oh.
There was the grid one also is nice.
So you.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing. Yeah, that's what I was seeing.
We can see maybe the soft body over here, the spot that
our pressure,
kind of like pressure. Maybe we can talk about this. Is also something that I think it was the first thing I tried to kind of implement when pops were first introduced, like the
Yeah.
alpha version, because I
Yeah, dude.
always wanted to have like soft body and stuff like this, and I made it. I mean it's not perfect. It's probably far from being perfect, but it works. Uh, it works pretty well. So I'm not sure if people are familiar with the Vellum solver, which is like in Houdini. So my implementation is kind of like very inspired by Vellum. So you have kind of you have your geometry, and then you build constraints. So the constraints are kind of like they have their own geometry. So each kind of like POPX constraint is generating a constraint. For example, you have like cloth or pressure or stuff like that. And for a typical kind of like soft body that we're seeing over here, we need cloth and like something that will hold the volume. So we have the pressure constraint over here, but we can also have like struts constraints. So we can also see the effect. Let's give it a moment to compute the constraints. Yeah. So you see those are different constraints. Kind of like you see, it's like kind of more um, hard
Mm,
and less like kind of like balloony
yeah.
in a way.
It's like more like soft body-ish, like a jelly-ish kind of thing.
Yeah,
I have a
and I
question
can
about
make it
this.
more. Yeah.
Oh, we lost your we just lost what happened here? Oh. Cuz the POPX is triggering POPX, but there's no POPX. Sorry
Oh,
about that. Um there's two questions here that we're going to jump into in a second. But I had just a quick question about the soft body. Is it like I mean I kind of I know what you're gonna say, but is it like a 3D solver or is it like a 2D UV solver? Because like I've built like simple soft body on like a UV of a mesh where it's just like it's just solving, it's doing like a deformation on the based on the UVs of the texture or the whatever of the mesh.
mhm.
Is this like more of a robust approach?
It's completely like 3D basically.
Complete 3D based.
So
Okay, so it's like
it's
physically
generating.
physically based.
Yeah, it's basically generating like constraints,
Mhm.
which are mostly distance constraints. So
Mhm.
it's a very simple constraint. Okay,
Mm.
like solve like a distance constraint. You have 2 points. You have their rest length, and basically you need to keep the rest length. You need to keep them uh, with the original distance that they were generated. Um, but
Gotcha.
I think what's the complexity of this is how to compute those constraints. Like for
Right.
example, a mesh.
What do you do with it?
What what's the constraint? How many? It's like triangles. Okay, so we
Yeah.
have this and this and this and this, and it's like pretty much like how to arrange the data so we will have much more efficient way to kind of like solve it.
Right.
Um,
So we just got
this is
relevant. We have two questions here, UV. One is we want to see, and we'll do this right after. We want to see a simple, basic network from scratch of how you would use PopX, of just like build it through. And the other one is
yeah.
a while you were here, Tiwanak, and the first question was from Algies and Pereda Pixels. And this question is from Tiwanak Nick B2V, awesome name. I would love to see the constraints PopX being generated or genericized beyond soft body simulations. if that's possible. Is that question understandable? Kind of like, what else can we do with the constraints aside for soft body?
No, we have the SPH, which is like also kind of like a constraints, but maybe if you don't mind to say what kind of like stuff he wants to solve, and maybe it will give me an idea for the next POPX component.
That's cool. Yeah, give us a good example, Tiwanak, of what you would like to do with the constraints, and maybe we could do it now, or maybe we can have UV work on it for the next one. And yeah, UV, you want to just build a empty network and see what we get?
I can do this.
Cool.
For sure. Let's actually, so let's me. So I'm going to build it inside a geo, and then just like show the geo on the right side of my screen. So we won't render the stuff, but we will see it as a, in the geometry viewer. So I think actually the best way to show the kind of like how fast POPX is with creating stuff is, for example, if I want now to have like some boxes, okay, so I have a box and I want to copy it in a spherical distribution, okay, for example. So I have my box. What would I typically do is I will drop like a sphere, all right, and I have the sphere, and I will choose like to have it as points primitives, okay. And usually what I will do, I will connect the box into a geo, all right, and I will use the instancing and basically just drop the points of the sphere into the default instance OP and select the position. Okay? And then I want to scale them, right? Oops, sorry. So I need to create an attribute for that. So I will create an attribute, pop, and let's make scale. And let's make it also a float 3, so we can scale it with all x's. So actually, let's make it 0.2, for example. Then I need to choose the scale attribute that I just created. Okay, and if I want to like scale it down, I need to go to here and kind of like scale it down, and then we have it. Okay, but like if I want them to be aligned with like kind of like the orientation of the sphere. The sphere has an orientation. Okay, it has normals. So again, we need to kind of like reference it over here in the instance too. And I won't go any further because like in POPX you can just drop the instancer, okay, which is doing exactly those operations, and very fast and very controllable. So I have like the box, and I'm connecting it into the instancer, and the default here is just a grid. So the distribution here is a grid, but I can choose it to have it as a spherical distribution. And maybe we can go to here and scale them down. Okay.
So simple, so easy. Pop X.
but the interesting stuff here is I can also kind of like rotate them and translate them, basically transform them in their own local orientation. Okay, and what I mean by that, which is very important because I can visualize it, okay, with the visualize frame. And
do you love instances? Well, POPX has got you.
For sure. So here I can basically visualize the I don't know if people can actually see it, but
Yeah, we can see
uh,
the lines.
it's like kind of like, you know, when you have the axis, the red, green, and blue axis, so you can visualize each instance axis. Um, so for example, we can build a very simple network. Let's like use a grid, for example. Um, and you know, it's going to be a very simple one, uh, but I will leave other people to kind of like play around and see the potential. So basically, what the workflow of POPX, it's basically one, generate a geometry. Okay, it can be with an instancer, or it can be any other geometry that you want to generate with pops. If it's a mesh, if it's something else, but the instancer and other generators over here can generate a geometry for you. And then the next step of like a typical POPX flow is to generate a file. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so um, we can
Quick
maybe
question,
create
Yuvi.
the yeah.
What is the best way to get a description of each node? Is it through the example file, or is there like tooltips or anything like that?
You go to the component and you have like a help page over here, and you press help, and it will lead you into the um,
Documentation.
documentation page for
Amazing.
yeah.
Amazing. But
I
it's
mean,
probably
there isn't any examples. There isn't any examples here, but you will know what kind of like, you know, each parameter is doing,
yeah.
uh, and
But
and
the
obviously I
best
will.
way is the example file, probably, right? With these
I think
examples,
yeah, and I'm sure I'm going to
make like an
make it
op snippets
more.
kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of yeah. Hope so.
Okay,
It's
sorry.
it's a
Continue.
lot of work, you know. It's a lot of
Yeah, of
work,
course.
but I'm on it, and slowly we'll get to it. And I think most important it's doing tutorials. So
Yes.
yeah.
Continue with this amazing
Um,
tutorial. Do you love fall offs? POPX got your back.
yeah. So yeah, the next step typically I would, you know, just generate a fall off. Either if it's like static or I don't know. But let's go for the infection, which is the favorite fall off. I think the fall
yeah.
offs of all fall offs. So you know, I can.
Get infected
Uh,
with POPX.
oh wait, but most
Sorry.
important, also most important, just for you to see and understand. When I generated the geometry with the instancer, you can see that I'm seeing my instances over here. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But if I like, for example, create a null over here, so these are only points, right? It's none of those boxes, okay? And this is the important things. So the topics are basically passing only the points which contains all the information,
Ah, wow.
okay? And then in the infection, even if it's just points, this infection, it knows which instances it's being passed through, so you can actually see those instances. So I can like, you know, change the box to a sphere, and you will see your spheres in the infection.
Wow.
Okay,
That's
so
crazy.
this is important, and you
Quick
can also kind of
question.
like render render these or not
Oh, like a
using
pre. That's
render
so cool.
prefix.
That's such a good debug thing.
Yeah,
Quick question from the Glass Crane. Can you drive the infection with your own color ramp colors? Also, do the colors show through the vertex color on the mesh, or are these purely for visualization? Great question.
they do show if you want to actually have them as a mesh, you need to kind of like unpack. So you do like unpacking with the unpack POPX, which will basically kind of like
Make them
unpack
into
your instances, will make it actual geometry, and then you can choose like the color attribute. So
nice.
yeah,
Do you love
um,
painting your vertexes with your infection fall off? PopX has got your back. Okay,
So
sorry.
coloring, actually, you can preview your fall off over here. And maybe let's increase, yeah. And I will drop a keyboard in just to reset it, so I won't get, you know, crazy here. And let's not display the seed points.
Nice.
So here we have like a nice kind of like infection.
I mean, this is a
Very simple
visual
one,
by
you know.
itself, right? I mean, it's.
I mean, yeah, you can also customize the preview fall off over here with
Oh,
a
wow.
custom ramp,
Oh,
or you can kind of like
that's amazing.
use a color modifier, which will basically it will take the fall off. You can choose which fall off, but I think the default here is POPX fall off, and it will colorize.
Wow.
You know, your ramps based on the
That's
your
so
instances
sick.
based on the.
Ooh, I bet Glass Crane is gooning right now from this color ramp rainbow.
And
Oh my
we
god, a
don't need these
rainbow!
and then the third part or step of a typical POPX workflow is basically modifiers, which kind of like transform those instances. So you can, use the transform modifier, which is the kind of like the father of the modifiers. um, and basically transform them based on the follow-up. So returning to this example over here, if I want to kind of like do it like this, it's a lot of math that people don't want to get into, and like it's not fun.
Mm.
So I can scale them, okay, and then do something like this. So I'm scaling based on the follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe let's decrease the initial kind of like scaling to see it better. And I can also in the infection kind of like dissipate it and enable the reinfection.
Oh, I love that. So that's like the infection is now dissipating,
It's
and wow, that's so sick.
Yeah, it's looping.
That's so sick. Two things. Glass Crane is asking if you can combine the infection fall off with a ray tracer fall off. Is there can you combine fall offs? And also, I don't have
Wait, what's the ray tracer fall off? I'm not sure. But,
I'm not sure either. We'll have to wait for him to answer. Maybe ray marching or something fall off, but another fall off. And also, you have been given. Sorry, this is a very important moment. You've been given the Rain Bro status. Oh, your camera's off. But you've been giving the Rain Bro status by Glass Crane. You are officially a Rain Bro. Pretty cool. Yeah, you can use the path tracer. I think he's asking about the path tracer. I think the path tracer is like a end of
no, the path
pain.
tracer is
Just for
the
rendering.
path tracer is a renderer. It's a renderer.
Yeah.
It's basically just for rendering. It's not a fall off. So it's not related to fall offs at all, basically. But you can create materials for the path tracer and kind of like decide based on a fall off. Okay, this part of the geometry has more metallic, or this part of the geometry is more roughness. So this kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not a real-time solver, unfortunately, yet. You know.
We'll check it out. We'll check it out at the end and give our thoughts on it.
For sure, and I'm also like actually I did some more improvement on that, so in later releases. Nice. And a quick nice thing is to add like a spring modifier after the transform, which will kind of like maybe
give it a bit more natural.
Yeah, it's like more kind of like
nice. It's more organic.
Those kind of stuff. More organic, more soft, you know. For sure.
We got another new POPX user, Paratup Pixels. Awesome. Cool. Okay. While we were continuing down with this example, I think we kind of got a little bit of a great explanation of kind of how to like quickly use it and get something going. Our friend Twinak was asking, he was specifically asking about a Boyd's simulation. You know, using the constraints in a Boyd simulation. Do you think that that would be something that could be implemented? Is it something that you are thinking of implementing? Can he implement it himself? What are your thoughts on that?
No, Boyds are the constraints are for only for like soft body for the moment. But Boyds are basically uh, some algorithm, a very basic algorithm basically
Yeah.
that you can
Avoidance,
implement.
subtraction. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like three parts. I think it's like separation, cohesion,
Cohesion. Yeah.
and alignment
And
or something.
avoidance, no? Separation.
Maybe avoidance, maybe. Yeah, separation, and
Probably
yeah.
the neighbor pop would be the best for that, right?
So yeah, the neighbor pop will be the best. I mean, you do need to have some JLSL knowledge to do this, unfortunately. Uh, which is something that I was also thinking about, kind
Oh,
of like, you know.
well, you heard it first here, ladies and gentlemen. In the next POPX, we're gonna have a Boyd simulation.
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually it's already done.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Because it's kind of like a fair, easy thing to implement with neighbors.
But it's I love Boyd's. It's also one of my favorite effects. I love it.
Yeah. But you can get also like similar stuff with the SPH kind of like simulation.
Yeah, maybe let's see now that we've seen kind of the fall off workflow and the like I don't know, cloner iteration workflow. Should we see a look at a simulation workflow a little bit?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's have a quick one. Maybe a Fusarium. What do you think is the fastest?
Fusarium, it's nice. It's like plug and play kind of. Maybe DLA is nice. Maybe, or let's go for the DLG, which is like differential line growth.
Oh geez, a Boyd simulation is kind of, you know how like birds flock, you know, like in big groups. The simulation that basically mimics that is called a Boyd simulation. You could definitely just search Boyd simulation and you'll find all the info about it. It's a very common simulation used in particles and things like that.
Yeah. There is also an implementation of Boyds using tops by I think David
by
Brown.
Oh yeah, I think Brown did it.
Or
yeah.
Or Paquette also.
No, you're right. It's Brown. Brown did it. He talked about it on the episode.
Yeah.
Go check out that episode with David Brown. And Perita is also asking if she can import her own OBJ with POPX. And yes, essentially, you can use any mesh that you can import into Touch Designer can be used with the POPX family. Would that be correct?
Yeah, for sure. Let's actually see it. Like I can kind of like just, for example, I did some of those kind of like boxes over here, but this can be with the plane, for example, which is, you know, just a regular geometry. Let's make it on the z-axis maybe, and I can just plug it, and hopefully it will look good. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Aji's was trolling us with that question. I love it. Oh, that's cool. So you just literally just made it into
it's
a
just
cloth.
a grid.
It's amazing.
Kind of, yeah, because it's like springy, so
right.
So it's like kind of like a clothy vibe.
But it's like you're basically like, I mean not basically, but you're kind of like almost meshing the grid into like one single mesh, right? Is that fair enough to say? But I love that. That's like, and that's also like why we love nodes, right? Is like we love nodes because you can just make one thing and change a small thing, but now it's something completely different. it's kind of like, you know, what's
For sure.
the most fun thing about experimentation with these type of things.
Yeah.
I totally missed what you did, by the way. I'm sorry. I'm very excited. Did you just literally just add in a node at the end? Or at the
Here?
beginning?
No, I just plugged in
Oh, you literally
a
just plugged
plane,
it
you
in.
know?
So instead of the
Yeah.
iterations, you're
It,
just plugging in a plane.
yeah. Instead of
Amazing.
like the instances, like
So
those
simple.
kind of like boxes,
Yeah.
you know?
The instances. Yeah.
It can be basically any geometry that you want. Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, let's talk about maybe simulations. Um, so
Yeah.
there's a lot
We have
of
a little bit more time.
simulations.
We could definitely keep on going.
So we have the DLG, for example, which is like kind of like a differential line growth, which actually Polyhop just released a really nice tutorial and component about it.
Shout out
And
Polyhop.
we discussed about it and compared our kind of like implementations, which is very similar. You know, there is
Wow,
some differences, but
that would be a great conversation to be a fly on the wall, like just two super nerds being like, "Come on, did you add the 4L47 into the
for sure,
74Z?"
for sure. Um, so the DLG, you just you take a line, basically a line strip, you plug it in into the DLG, and it's going to kind of like make it grow, okay? And in a second you will see how. Uh, let's reset it with the keyboard like this. And why am I not seeing it? Okay, yeah. So I'm not sure if you're seeing it.
Yeah, we see it for sure.
So we have like this circle, and it's kind of like starting to grow. It's a fairly, you know, simple one. There isn't much that to play around, I think, or maybe is. I've been playing around with it quite a lot, but um, you can also kind of like um,
Can you sweep it?
yeah, you can sweep it. I can do it 1 second, but I wanted to say something important, that you can
Oh, sorry.
connect a null over here and then drag it into the target line update pop, which a lot of POPX actually do have this kind of like target update pop. So let's increase the number of vertices over here also. So you can drag, like take the output of the, you know, the component, the POPX, and kind of like feed back the null over here. And then you can kind of like do anything over here. For
Oh,
example,
what the
like
fuck?
a noise. So
What the
sorry,
fuck?
it's too much noise.
That is
But let's
sick.
keep it 2D.
Wait, what is can you explain? I don't understand. It's like a feedback?
Yeah. So wait 1 second.
This is crazy.
It's for my viewer.
That was crazy.
So each
You
of
just
the
blew everybody's
every
minds
POPX,
right now.
every POPX basically, um, not every, but if a POPX has like kind of like a target line update pop, or target points update point, so you can take its output, okay, and basically kind of feed it back into the simulation. So what I did over here,
What does it actually do? Like,
so
how
for
how is it
example,
make? So it's like first generating the DLG, and then after its output goes into a noise, but then keeps its retains its. Yeah, it's a feedback, I guess.
No, so inside,
Clean feedback?
there is like a feedback over here. Where is it? So here, feedback. Okay. And when you don't have anything referenced in the target line update pop,
Yeah.
it's basically just taking this target, this null. Okay. So it's kind of like stays within the component. Okay.
Yeah.
But if something is referenced over here, so it's going to switch the target top to
that.
this
To the output.
to that, yeah. So then you can kind of like
It's
fit,
crazy.
like put anything inside,
In
like
between.
between and kind of like, do some crazy stuff.
That's really crazy. That's
Um,
such a cool workflow. Wow.
yeah. Basically, the particle pop works kind of like the same. It's like from there I
Right.
took it. There is like the target particle
Huh.
update pop. So my goal is like to kind of make POPX very similar to how POPs works. So yeah. So you
So
can see the
cool.
line is growing and there's some noise, and you can sweep it with the sweep POPX, which is also cool. Which I
So you have a
think,
PopX sweep. I love that. Very good.
yeah,
And everything is so like things take a little bit of time to initialize, but once things are
for
going,
sure, for sure.
it's
You
like
need to
so, but
understand like the
it's so smooth once it's connected. Like everything's so optimized.
yeah.
It's really crazy.
So now we have it like more,
3D.
you know, like a more meshy vibe.
Glass Crane asked another question. Can you dig reaction diffusion to mesh from an image? I think he meant take. Can you take reaction diffusion to mesh from an image? I'm not really sure what dig is meant to mean.
To
Can you use reaction diffusion to mesh from an image? Or oh, can you
wait,
DLG reaction diffusion to a mesh from an image? I get it.
to a mesh
Image
from
to
an
mesh,
image.
image to mesh to DLG.
Oh, I mean, you can take um, an image. Let's take an image, for example, the banana, and you can go polygonize, and then I have like a line strip over here, basically,
Hmm.
of the of the banana, right? And I can basically plug it in. Let's see what happens.
Right, you're just making the yeah, that makes sense.
um, Seems like it's exploding. Let's see. Maybe I need to actually. Interesting.
Nice.
Oh, those are lines. We need first to convert it
Convert
actually
it.
to line strips. So
It's more optimized line strips.
we need to convert triangles, quads, and lines to line strip, I believe. And it's broken. Maybe.
Because of the maybe because of the target line update.
Oh, not sure. Not sure why
Initialize
is it.
maybe again. I mean,
1 second.
oh, there we go. Something's happening.
Mm, Looks weird. It's good that we. Okay, something is wrong here. Hmm. Okay, the problem here is there is like a lot of line strips, and they are very very small, basically. So the problem is that we need to kind of like maybe hmm, yeah. Um,
This would be a good time to thank all of the
yeah,
subscribers. No, continue, Yubi, continue. Thank all the
yeah, okay.
subscribers. Really, the show is only doable with your support, whether that's paid support or just being subscribed to the podcast. So really, thank you so much for showing support. Thank you for showing up. This is a really awesome stream, one of the best ones we've done. And just tell people about it. Get the word out about the visual cast. Tell people how fun the streams are, and definitely go and follow Miniuv on all the social medias. Give him that Patreon support, and yeah, just thank you guys for being here and being part of the Visualcast community. Much appreciated. Back to your program. Do you love line tracing and
yeah,
DLG?
so I'm having a problem. Basically, the point here is that you need to kind of have an input of a line strip, which
That's
which
connected.
has like
But
yeah, and it also has
isn't there
some
a
more than
isn't
more than two vertices, you know.
isn't there a pop? Are you using the pop a trace, or are you using the SOP trace?
The what? Sorry.
You're using the polygonize. Maybe try a SOP.
Polygonizer.
Maybe try a trace, like a SOP trace.
Interesting. Yeah. Maybe it's the
Because
right.
it's more,
one
it's like dumber, you know.
Yeah. Um.
You convert
Then
that into a
maybe I
pop.
can convert it to like.
Might be the same thing.
No, closed line strip, right?
Ah, there you go.
Okay. Here we go.
I know a little bit of touch
Amazing,
designer.
amazing. You know. So yeah,
There you
we
go.
have our banana,
Let's
and
go.
it's like kind of like
That's sick.
growing.
That's so fucking sick.
No, the so we do still need the sops, I would say, you know, for stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean SOPs are fucking goated. At least for the next like year or two until they convert everything, and then they'll probably remove it, I guess, at some point.
For sure. Actually, one thing I want, and I'm still trying to figure out, is to make like the DLG you see here.
Yeah.
I want to make it kind of like with faces, you know, not just lines, which is tricky, very tricky. I'm not sure how to do it.
What do you mean? Isn't a sweep the same thing? Wait, you're sweeping.
No. I'm sweeping from each like kind of like around the.
Oh, like a point, you know, around itself. Yeah.
Oh, this is exploding right now. But I want them to have like a surface, you know.
What about using the pop sweep instead of the?
There isn't one. Oh, maybe there's
no. There is no. I thought there was. Is it called something else?
There is twist. There is the skin. But the skin is like
it doesn't do what we want, probably.
Not really doing it.
I thought they should have a sweep. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous.
The thing. Okay, it's exploding. But the thing is, like, with SOPs, which is like very important actually to understand. With SOPs,
yeah.
For example, I did like this kind of like trace. So what I'm seeing here is like just like a one polygon.
One face.
When
yeah.
One face, and in POPs you don't have this. In POPs, everything is either triangles or quads or points or lines.
Right.
There isn't like kind of like a structure where you have one polygon that has like this kind of amount of vertices and connections and primitives or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing that SOPs does better, but slower, you know, basically.
We had another question here. The question is from Tuanak Nick B2V. Along the same lines, is there any POPX functionality to easily create meshes from sets of input points? For example, if I wanted to create a mesh from an incoming stream of connect LiDAR points. You can answer, but I think it's kind of like what we did before with the instances would be a very similar workflow. You can, if you want to show it quickly, Miniuv.
Wait, to connect, sorry, to connect.
I think it's yeah, so like meshing a bunch of points together. So if you got like connect LiDAR points, could you meshify it?
Well, you have kind of like, I mean, if you have a set of points, you do have like the connectivity. The POPX doesn't do it, but in POPs you can kind of like create some stuff with the built-in POPs, you know. But I think it will require you to kind of like think about what is connected to what in which way, in which order, and stuff like this. So you do have the connectivity, which does kind of the creates kind of connection between points, um, and you have the topology, which is more advanced,
Mechanize it. Yeah,
which is,
exactly.
I think, something that it's it's a very powerful tool here. Like topology, basically, you can
Mm.
change and create meshes or any geometry,
Mm.
uh, but it's not well documented, I would say, at the least. So probably they will make it more documented. But I mean, yeah, that's it for this question.
Yeah. Okay, I think we have time for one or two more questions. Yuval, if there's anything you really wanted to show us or tell us before we start dying down here, please do
Um,
so.
yeah, I mean, first of all, I want to thank everyone for the support that I'm getting, and it's really keeping me moving and developing new stuff. And you know, the best thing that
We lost your camera feed. Sorry,
with oh,
you're frozen.
you see me now? I'm
Yeah, but you're
frozen.
just
Maybe I
I
will
think
connect.
maybe you
I will
minimized the. Yeah, there you go. Sorry.
no, I was like stopping touches and everything.
Ah, okay, okay.
So yeah, so basically the best thing for me would be that people will use it, will say to me, okay, this is cool, but we maybe want this. Like those feedbacks, it's really helping me kind of like making it better, and it's like a challenge, you know.
Mm.
Um, and uh, and yeah, like please get it. It's like for you guys to create stuff, you know. Um, and maybe last thing I also wanted to show is like the flow, but maybe
Yeah,
for
let's
next
do it.
time.
Let's do it. No, no, no. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it. We have another 10 minutes. We're good.
yeah. So
Definitely.
the flow is also like a fluid solver. We use it in the examples also. Uh, it's originally was the Flow 3D, which was a component I released back like maybe 1 year ago. But yeah, now it's like basically compatible with POPs, which is very useful. So basically, it's a 3D texture-based solver, but you can also play with particles. Um, so I would just build a very quick setup and show you like how easy it to kind of like create nice fluidy vibe particle. So the flow basically takes kind of like emitters, okay, like
Mm.
injections. So we have the inputs, and we need to toggle the injection.
Mm.
So you can see I can either reference the injection pop or connect it over here in the first input.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically just points that emits kind of like substance into the fluid container.
Wow.
Okay, so with the point, I can kind of like um, grab it, oops, transform, uh, and what I need to do is to enable the advection over here to actually advect particles, and and then you can see the emitted particles. But when I start moving the points,
Huh. Oh shit. That's crazy.
you can see the particles are kind of like advecting, and I can use a noise to kind of like move the point around. So I'm going to use like a just a simple noise and animated the noise with uptime. And
So it's not really like a fluid simulation I mean, it is fluid simulation, but it's not like you don't have like like a inflow and outflow. It's much more of like a I don't know what you would really call it. Like it is fluid for sure, but it's, you know what I mean? Like in a fluid sim, you have like an inflow, you have an outflow, you have, you know, but it's like
Well,
it's more like
well, it's
you're affecting particles with fluid simulation, like logic or whatever you want to call that.
basically it's more like of a texture. Like there
3D, yeah.
were kind of like more there were like 2D fluid simulation back like
Yes.
maybe 5 years ago in
Yes.
touch
Yes.
designer. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of like basically the same,
But
but
on
in
a
a 3D
particles.
texture.
Right. 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 Right.
On a 3D texture that also the particles can be affected by those.
Wait. So could you
Yeah.
plug into this instead of plugging in particles? Could you plug into? Could you plug in a Well, I guess it's just particles. You could just instance them. Stupid question. Never mind.
Yeah,
Never mind.
you can instance it, and also you can render the 3D texture as a volume using T3D, basically.
Uh-huh. Oh, so you could use this to make
Yeah.
like a mesh, really, to make like almost like a
Oh, mesh
you know, like a
you can do like
surface.
a polygonize. Yeah, you can do a
You could
polygonize.
just do it right there. Oh, okay, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah,
Wow.
and if I do a polygonize, I can kind of like
Oh, that's
see the
sick.
mesh maybe.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh,
See
fuck yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Sorry.
with the
That's
particles.
that's so sick. It reminds me of your Flow 3D that you had with the T3D.
Yeah,
Because you had that little you had like a bunch of you had that Flow 3D that worked with, it's the same thing almost. It just, this is
it's
pops, I
the same
guess.
thing basically.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
driven by pops basically.
Right. 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 Right.
The other one was driven by tops, which if I want to have kind of like control the scale of the you see the emission or the color and everything, so you will need like more inputs of tops because tops can contain only four kind of like volumes,
Yeah.
but with attributes it's something else.
Amazing.
Yeah, so this is what I think I wanted to kind of like, yeah, show.
So fucking cool. I love that. That's like such a dude. This is a Do you like fluid simulations? Do you like them to be meshes? um.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess let's. You know what we could do? Let's take this and path trace it, and make it water. Do you have a water material?
Ooh. Yeah, maybe glass material can be cool. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
But I need to kind of like maybe lock it to a nice position, maybe like this. So we need to build like a render network. So let's do it quick. Camera. Resolution. And path tracer. And we will need also like kind of like a environment. So I'm going to get the texture for the environment. Maybe one more. Like this. But actually I've improved the path tracer for the last, I think, was 1 week ago. Just sit down and I was like, I'm gonna make it better. It happened. So in the next version of POPX, it's going to be crazy.
Do you have like can you give us like some?
So it's like
like
more.
a-
It's going to be more fast, convergent, like with the noise, like because it's like very noisy, and also like rendering volumes, which is nice. And also because the path tracing over here right now is only it's basically using the ray pop kind of,
Mm-hmm.
which is only compatible with Windows with the PC.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
Mac users can't really use it.
Mm.
So now I basically came up with another thing, that feature that basically takes a 3D texture,
Mm-hmm.
and it's basically for Mac users that can't really render real geometry.
That's so cool.
So yeah, so I can do a nice maybe environment light
Ooh, nice.
and
Oh
and
yeah.
maybe make it like transparent in a way.
Yeah, you might have to show the. You might have to view the environment map to get the full effect.
Yeah, I can do this.
Yeah, there you go.
And
So is there? Why are we seeing that stepping? Is that from the polygonize or is that
it's
from?
the polygon, yeah. It's the
Gotcha, gotcha,
polygon.
gotcha. We're just seeing it. It's more obvious now because of the path tracer.
Yeah, I mean it's it's not perfect, uh, but we're getting there. We were basically getting there. The polygonize is very, yeah. I mean you can increase the resolution of the polygonize, and then you will get like
More smooth, or maybe even
less
add a
stepping.
blur after or smooth or something.
So
Probably even easier.
there isn't kind of like a very efficient blur for pops.
No.
Um, yeah, I mean you can maybe use a neighbor pop. So a quick blur would be like do a neighbor pop,
Mm-hmm.
and use like in the output use the average,
Mm.
and might be helping to blur this, or it probably will ruin it. Let's
So
reset.
we need. I think the next two nodes we need from POPX are Boids and Blur.
Blur, yeah, for sure. Oh wait, I need to blur the position,
Oh yeah, there you go.
which
Now
is
now it looks great. Oh, it does kind of work.
wait, I need to reset. It's not another keyboard. Um,
Yeah, and then it's got some
there is some
holes.
artifacts, you see. Yeah, maybe it's the normals that got fucked on the way, so maybe I can kind of like create a normal. No. So yeah, it's like
Hacky.
halfway
Yeah.
there, but yeah.
So okay, well, we're gonna have to end here. But I mean, I think it's pretty clear that we're dealing with a pretty awesome, way of interacting with the new family of operators in a really powerful way. So yeah, thank you so much, UV, for your time. It's pretty late over there,
Thank you.
so we really
Yeah.
really appreciate it. And thank you so much for everybody for tuning in. Um, and yeah, definitely go and purchase PopX. I pinned the project download folder. I pinned the discount. We'll both keep them open for the next 24 hours. So tell people about it. Do whatever you need to do. And thank you so much for subscribing to the visual cast. It means so much, and it makes a big difference and motivates me to continue. And I'm sure the same is true for Yuval as well. Um, so yeah, thank you so much,
Man, thank
UV.
you so much for hosting me. I must say that I have to say thank you very much for this opportunity, and like your kind of like community that you're building and growing. It's amazing. It's something that has to be here for people that creates to have a stage and to talk about the things that they can only talk with themselves, or maybe the two or three friends that they have on Instagram that actually understand, you know.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to have this.
Well, thank you so much, my friend. And yeah, love you guys. Peace. See you later. And happy holidays. Happy New Year.